Hello stans and fans all over the world and welcome to my channel. As you can probably tell, I'm new around here, but I've been Twitter and Instagram standing for a bit over 2 years. I've also been into K-pop since late 2015, if anyone's wondering, and since then, the number of groups I'm standing has been narrowing, and by May 2020 looks kind of like this. My ults are KARD, Dreamcatcher and KNK. I've been gaining interest in A-Pink, SF9, and ATEEZ, but I'm also occasionally following GBTS and many more for the tea and good music. Now that we're done with my bare minimum introduction, let's get on to the video. Psych. I first need you to know that everything stated in this video is a personal opinion, so if you disagree please be respectful about it in the comments. Good manners and etiquette should count on the internet even with the anonymity.
JYP isn't the best company. Actually, there's no such thing as the best company. The competition for the worst is definitely tight, and JYP just so happened to not be near the top of that list. Yes, they might be the best case scenario in the big three, but they're not the best either. When I say JYP, I don't only mean the dude on top of it, but also the overall company organization. Starting with the second-gen idols, 2PM have spoken about being stressed and overworked plenty of times, and we've all seen their behavior with the non-Suzy members of Miss A, basically non-existent in the schedule. Their active girl groups and Stray Kids don't have it any easier either, twice having comebacks immediately after tours, followed by promotions in Japan. Mina had to step off the stage for quite some time due to the stress and panic attacks, results of being in JYP's main money machine. The CEO preaches about caring for mental and physical health of his artists, but I don't remember seeing him reaching out to make a statement about the backlash Leah's been receiving for her stage reactions and dancing since Icy. Oh, and also she's been becoming fragilely thin lately, again due to the stress and hate comments. Keep in mind she's a barely 20 years old adolescent in an industry that can easily change her opinion about herself, aka self-confidence, and wreck her mental health. Unless the hate comments are taken care of, this could potentially push her out of the world of music that she trained so hard to become a part of. Also, DAY6 deserves so much better compared to the crumbs they've been getting. I said what I said. My DMs are open in case you want to roast me.
Racism is very real in K-pop and shouldn't be taken lightly just because they're your faves. I've seen this noted in another video, so if you notice similarities in opinions, it's because I'm going to quote some of it here. People make mistakes all the time, but when you're under the spotlight, you have to be extra careful about what you say, as well as when and where you say it. However, many times we've seen an idol saying something borderline or openly racist, usually for the laughs on a variety show, and then they'd get away with it without at least issuing an apology. It's totally normal to be offended by their actions and want them to take responsibilities for what they've done or said. And to the K-poppies who wish to bombard my DMs after this video, miss me with the basic BS like they're from Korea, they didn't know it was offensive, you're not even part of the group they insulted, stop being a sensitive snowflake. It takes basic human decency to understand that something someone has done is clearly not okay. And even if it has to be brought to their attention for them to realize it, it's okay as long as they learn and make sure not to repeat the same mistake. Also, just because they're your fave/bias, doesn't mean you have to blindly defend them if they've done something offensive. Part of KARD's low popularity in Korea is because they're co-ed. Now I don't know if this falls under popular or unpopular section of opinions, or if someone had already mentioned it, but I think it's kind of the elephant in the room. Besides DSP dodging opportunities in Korea left and right, part of the problem is this built-in mentality some K-pop stans have, I dare say mainly in Korea, that makes them very possessive over their faves. This is greatly encouraged by companies, who see it as a marketing strategy where members of the group are portrayed as an ideal boyfriend/girlfriend. Idols themselves are encouraged to tease their fans with statements such as "we're married, don't go around dating other boys, you're mine," etc. I don't really find that strategy appealing, so I wouldn't know of many more examples, but you get what I mean. So if fans are flipping their stuff over a dating scandal staged by Dispatch and making protests trying to kick out the member who was revealed to be dating someone, imagine what their thoughts are at a girl who is twerking half a meter from their au pair, hanging with him on award/music/variety shows, or simply being very good 5+ years friends with him. Sadly, it doesn't seem like fans are going to get rid of this childish behavior anytime soon, and if Kard's popularity keeps depending on it, then Korea truly doesn't deserve these talented people. Friendship goals rather than ships. Before you start slapping your keyboards in the comments, hear me out. I don't think shipping is necessarily a bad thing/habit, I mean there are some pretty dang cute ones that make you wish to have such chemistry with someone. The problem arises when some fans start dedicating their lives to a ship that they're convinced must be real because, well, because they want it to be. It doesn't help when all K-pop and Koreaboo also turn up with their best ship moments that will make your heart flutter lists. Believe it or not, your faves are very aware of ships among the members and will occasionally do it for the fan service, yet some fans will seriously hold on to that moment as the means of proving the ship being quote-unquote real. Like, stop, they're just friends. Unless the idols themselves state otherwise, it's just you and your illusions and you shouldn't shove it down their or other fans' throats. And don't even get me started on the Dululas who make fanarts of ships that include idols who have never even looked at each other. So no, Megan, Liz Kook is not real just because Lisa looked at Jennie and the dimly lit room made it seem like she was eyeing Jungkook. This is exactly why idols can't even have fun at award shows, they know there's at least one camera pointed at them, waiting for a reaction that's going to be read into more deeply than it should. Also, some of the fanfics you write over on Asian FICS and Wattpad really make me question what exactly is going on inside your heads, and my own sanity for going that far down the rabbit hole. Ride on the Wind was actually pretty good. Now if you're someone who rarely listens to KARD, chances are this comeback didn't leave a big impression like their more popular tunes like Oh Nana and Don't Recall. Hiddens, however, were pretty divided, and there was even time towards the end of 2018 where they were outraged because it was obviously going to be the only comeback that year. I myself am guilty of those feelings and angry rants on Twitter. Looking back, there's no denying this comeback had a great impact on KARD's popularity. Back when they released it, they were still first-year idols, and a co-ed at that. International fans loved and hyped everything from Oh Nana to You and Me, but Ride on the Wind was just what they needed for a popularity boost domestically. It was everything that was trendy back then, breezy instrumental, beach party tune, flirty lyrics, and a memorable, fun choreo. The rest of the mini-album is pretty dang good as well. Have you heard Queen's Daimlo and Moonlight? True underrated queens. Due to fanbase getting bigger, their first Seoul concert sold out in a minute and it seemed like everything was coming to its place. If it wasn't for the 8-month hiatus that followed, the biggest enigma in history of Hidden Nation. The problem with all K-pop and Koreaboo is also very real. This was one of the more tea-fool notes off my Instagram, and again, I don't know whether or not it's been mentioned before, but all K-pop and Koreaboo have to stop with their agendas of ruining careers, staging scandals, and taking out old trahs. On some of the idols. They are two of the most popular news sites that are supposed to provide accurate information about the industry, especially to international fans, who are not familiar with Korean language and sites that Koreans use instead of generic old Google. However, these past few years, vast majority of their articles are spams with clickbait titles, providing anything but accurate info, mocking and downgrading artists and companies at the sake of ruining their careers. They've become major drama outlets and the news is nowhere to be found in said articles, as the statements are biased and don't match with basic rules of journalism. Like, they should just provide news, not stir up pointless fan wars for clicks and views. No artist deserves to be quote-unquote exposed by these sites and someone should seriously take action and control what they're posting, and by someone I don't mean only top 3 or 4 companies who are able to bribe them to get the unwanted articles down. Okay, that would be all girlies. I only started this channel and wouldn't like to be banned, but in case I go missing, this video shall be the key evidence on who kidnapped me.
마비된 듯해 no more stopping.